Hell, this is regarding WFSB. Is confessed and recorded involved with evidences rackets, database rackets, with medical corruption and with courts corruption tied to schools in my name. They've been slandering me, attaching me to fake conversations, sequence shifts through time. They hit threats on their presidents. They hit threats on kids, recorded and confessed further, and further active because there's police with the schools confessed and further recorded, involved with the policing intercampus of the schools, involved with medical corruption, also juxtaposed with the gangs, also juxtaposed with undercovers with the drug cliques, tied to untimely death confessions that brought up the school to me. The Weathersfield police had already been, before they arrested me for contacting the school, for trying to report the threat. Before I got to try to report the threat, I tried to report some of the other crimes associated with the police because I was aware I've been trying to report them involved with this since 2001. And earlier, since I was a kid, I've been trying to report this. The same court is recorded through time, attaching me to fake conversations, never letting me see writing since I was a kid, and playing tricks, pretending I had conversations and pretending writing was passed with me, pretending I knew people I never knew, using online to do that, using Facebook to facilitate and hide child criminals, like a Joshua Julian, also recorded tied to the rest of the sex predators with the grammar school. WFSB confessed and recorded tied to evidence rackets with a Christine Bedard and with a Christine Tardet, and with others involved with the rape threats that came before this. And they attached me to fake conversation, fake knowledge of me, based on their roles in the connections as drug rackets, with confessions tied to a courts and with their placements in my classes growing up. All the drug dealers were connected to evidence fabrication rackets, database rackets, roles with doctors recorded with crimes with the courts through time but uncharged. Because they're hiding their original state areas roles as victim predators by areas, original interscience, and fact treatment nature, criminal persuasions. So WFSB, let's go. Please take down the stories. Hartford Current, let's go. Please take down the stories. On New Britain Herald, you have confessed and recorded at least and worse than criminal incompetence tied to your sources and to your reporters. And there's a New Britain Herald that's confessed and recorded tied to people associated with the child crimes, also associated with 9/11 crimes, and with a case that was associated in 2006 with federal criminals in the district court right across the street from that New Haven newspaper. And that was tied to proven sequence shifts in the database in the court. They timestamped something later to make it look like it had been handed in late in the 9/11 context in the Ninth Circuit, right next to the federal court. Also, a Scalora family was confessed and recorded tied to all kinds of natures of crime and evidence rackets with the kids in my town through time. And they've been with passion crimes with others pretending to know me too with them. Because, in other words, they pretended to know me because they had to cover their roles with evidences rackets and with gangs and drugs with the kids growing up. Like Eric Jensen also made confessions about this before I ever worked at I tried to report it too, recorded it, tied to I met him, he was put in my class. But I also, the first time I met him was through two of the families connected, involved with others that confessed, involved further with the child predators, with the schools, and with the medicine, and with other kinds of police forms and prison connections not realized, juxtaposed with the area's gangs, gangland, overtly and not realized, intercity. So take down those things, WFSB. And let's get the Facebook sequence shifting with the police forms and with this Josh Julian recorded tied to the Facebook confessions about the police were using that to facilitate and hide the roles with the child crimes. Let's go! Let's hurry up. Let's get this done now. Take down the articles, correct the lies, and put my side of the story. And then take the complaint that you guys are mandated to take. What's so hard? You did wrong, just to correct it. All right? And tell the Attorney General, too, why he wasn't told this, too. And because there's also other police forms recorded and criminally involved with various juxtaposed rackets and confessions in the nature of the relationship to my area and to the intercity campuses that is of relevance, too, to Trinity College and to Central Connecticut State College with criminality with the modern languages tied to the ISIS and to the 9/11 crimes recorded and their roles with that with other internation fake sites and fact treatment breaching method roles and as their natures recorded.